Hello, good morning, and welcome to another episode of Smashi Sports Podcast Show. My name is Hisham, joined today by
Abdul Majid.
Abdel Majid. How are you, Majid?
I'm good.
How are you doing?
Good, feeling good.
How's your week looking so far?
Week is good. The weekdays are gone, thankfully. Weekend is coming. So yeah, a lot of sports action, but a lot of rest as well.
Today we have third game for Precision.
Yeah.
It's kicking off today at 7 p.m. It's a very important game because Precision today is going to be playing against Al-Ittifaq, and they are the first on the league.
Nice.
Precision played 3 games. They won 2 games and they lost 1 game. So I think today they will have a very big opportunity if they can win this game. It's going to be live on Smashi TV at 7 p.m. Also have other exciting games happening for handball, the final of the Volleyball Federation Cup, Banyas versus Al-Nasr at 7 p.m. today. So
A lot of
7
sports
games,
action
a
happening.
lot of sports happening.
And everything is there on Smashi TV.
Everything is on Smashi.
Just go there.
You can also download Smashi TV on your iPad, iPhone, iOS, Android, and also your TV. And you can also get the Smashi website.
Thanks.
Any plans for the weekend?
Yeah.
What?
Sleep. That's the best plan. Watch TV, sleep, watch TV, sleep. Whenever I get time, play with my son. Ignore my wife.
You don't say that in public.
No, but obviously weekends are good for sports, especially. I watch a lot of EPL and like the top 5 European leagues. But since arriving here, I've garnered this interest in the region's sport as well. So yeah, I have access to Smashi TV. So sometimes I do log in, see how the gameplays are. The funny thing is, they have a very different style of play.
Yeah,
The
obviously.
MENA region, like you look at the biggest technicians or like the technical coaches and their formations, and then you look at MENA, it's a very different. And even with international coaches coming, they set up their players in a very different formation. It's not the usual 4-4-2 or like a 5-3-2-1 or like one. It's different. So I'm trying to learn more about it. I watch the matches sometimes, not the whole matches. Sorry, don't have that kind of a time right now. But eventually, I think I'm becoming a fan of the.
Also today, Shabab Al-Ahli versus Al-Dafra.
Yeah.
It's going to be commentated by Omar Taimur, our Arabic commentator. And Precision versus Al-Ittifaq at 7 p.m. It's going to be held by Toby Banks, our English commentator.
Oh.
So
So
we
it's not
try
only
we
one
try to
language.
like swap between English and Arabic just to get all 4 audience satisfied.
Yeah, it's good. In the Middle East, I think Arabic is good. And I love the energy that comes with Arabic. I love to listen to Arabic commentary when there is
Especially
a goal or
the
something.
football games.
Yeah, football games are great when there's a goal scored. They're the
don't
greatest
understand.
commentators in my mind.
You don't understand what he's saying, but you're just like very interested, you know?
Yeah, I am. Obviously. But the celebration of goals, again, the commentators, I love them. Even when you see highlights on Twitter, Facebook, wherever, I prefer an Arabic commentator telling about the goal. The English
Yeah.
ones are good. Some of the biggest names are good, but
The game can be-
emotion that comes
Yeah.
in Arabic is completely different.
Sometimes the game can be like not like a high game or
Yeah.
like an interactive game, even if it's between 2 big clubs. But the commentator makes the game very high, you know? Let's move on with the results of the World Cup qualifications for Asia. Saudi Arabia had 2 games in October, one on the 10th, one on the 15th. They lost 2-0 against Japan, and they drew 0-0 against Bahrain.
Yeah.
And like me personally, I was expecting like better results, especially from Saudi,
Yeah.
because their interactions the World Cup, obviously, like they make a mark. Like they don't reach the they don't qualify from the group stage, but they always make a good mark, just as winning.
Like they're one of the teams which you expect can spring a surprise. They did again, Argentina. We were just talking about it.
Where's Messi?
Where's Messi? Where's Messi? But apart from that, I guess the Morocco team coming out of this region, it's not like especially the MENA region, but they're part of the region. UAE results are also here. I guess it will eventually leading to the 2034 World Cup in Saudi Arabia. Need to pitch that in.
Yeah.
It's a 99.9% confirmed report that they will get it because Australia was in line, but they backed out. So there's no one else.
2034. So I think the generation that you need to concentrate in, the generation that they were born in 2010,
Yeah.
because they will be 23 years old,
Yeah.
and this is where the peak of any
I
football
guess
player.
this is where the academies come in. This is where the whole academy structure, footballing academies, government-backed footballing academies, not the private ones. Obviously, not everyone can afford a private academy, but government-backed initiatives come in. And I remember when Morocco went to like an extra mile in the World Cup, they were not expected to make so much big strides in the World Cup. Their whole academy structure came under light that how the ruler of Morocco, I don't remember, it's the president or the prime minister, but he invested millions of dollars in their academy structure. So we saw the difference that it made. Morocco went quite far. We nearly thought they would go to the final as well. They made it to the semi-finals.
They made it to the
Yeah.
semi-finals and they played third and fourth,
So
and they
again, academy structure. If you're planning for 2034 World Cup, Saudi Arabia, UAE, all the Middle Eastern countries, the World Cup is coming to your region. Qatar again hosted the World Cup, so that was a very big sign as well that you need to invest in the infrastructure for training and modeling those players for these big tournaments.
Yeah, I agree with you, and this is what Morocco actually did.
Yeah.
Because their federation built this academy where it had like more than like 16 players in. They start sending them outside to the club. Hakim Ziyech was one of them. Ashraf Hakimi was one of them as well. Taking the experience abroad from the top leagues and just trying to apply it on your team, national team, obviously, and the league. That's the competition, because they reached this far because they've been working on this.
Yeah.
So like you see, we have a plan. This year we're gonna achieve this. In 2 years we're gonna achieve this. In 3-4 years, we're going to achieve this.
I remember I read a very interesting report about German football. They won the World Cup. They beat, which one? 2010, 14. After the Brazil World. They won the World Cup, and read it a long time back, so remember just a few highlights. They had put a plan in place to win that World Cup nearly 15 years before that World Cup happened. So Mesut Ozil, all these players, they came through that system. So a 15-year planning for just one World Cup. And they've won it. They've won it so easily. I remember.
You only need one World Cup. Like, to be fair, nowadays for the national teams, you only need one more cup, as a player.
Yeah.
Like you don't have that Pele or like Ronaldo, the big Ronaldo mentality of taking 2-3 World Cups. Because now you have Spain is one of the biggest teams.
Yeah.
You have France, one of the biggest national teams in the world.
They
You have England.
studded
You
with
have
stars,
5-6 national teams are just trying to hunt the World Cup. But moving back to Saudi, now they rank the third in the Group C. They have Japan in the first place with 10 points, and they got Australia, then Saudi Arabia and Bahrain, 3 of them with 5 points. So I think Saudi's still in the game.
Yeah.
They have their next game against Australia that they have 5 points. So it's a decider.
Yeah.
The next team is a decider because Bahrain has the next game against China. So I think that's going to be like a bit easier for Bahrain
The group
side.
stages I was just looking at,
Group
Iran
C.
is top with 10 points right now. So
Group C.
we're talking about Group C, but I was
Group
just
C.
looking at all the groups.
Yeah, Group C.
C is mainly Japan, Australia, Saudi, Bahrain, Indonesia. Yeah, but Iran doing good again.
No, obviously,
very good sign. UAE on the third place in Group A. Uzbekistan, they just beat UAE, so they're on 10 points. Qatar fourth.
Yeah, in words,
Weird.
in words of Iran moving to Group A, actually, as we just moved from Saudi, we moved to UAE. UAE also had 2 games for this international break. They played against North Korea and they drew 1-1. And unluckily, they lost against Uzbekistan 1-0, and that made Uzbekistan also with 10 points.
Yeah. So
Iran 10 points, Uzbekistan
10. UAE is
points.
third. Qatar and UAE have the
and
same
Qatar, they're like
points.
they're a bit far from the first and second position.
They can always try for the third position, but it won't get them far. Yeah, I know. But
I like.
Why not just play for at least like to get better every year?
No,
right?
each because the new World Cup system is now more teams. The first 3 teams qualify.
Yeah.
So the challenge now is between UAE and Qatar, and that's like a big because Qatar performed very well in the last World Cup. They didn't win a game, but they made a very good.
But everyone was happy with their performance.
Yeah, obviously the performance was happy, and they beat Jordan in the last final in the Arabian Cup. That was a big tournament. They won 3-1. So yeah,
But I guess the most difficult group is for Saudi Arabia right now. UAE with Iran and Uzbekistan. Again, I know Iran is a big team when it comes to football, not World Cup winner level, but they have really good players.
Saudi Arabia, because they have Bahrain and Australia, all of them three
And
of
Japan.
them 5 points.
Japan is
Japan
top.
already made it 10 points.
Yeah,
They're clear
they
ahead
made it.
now.
But I'm telling you that the group was difficult
Saudi
for
Arabia's
them.
next game,
Yeah.
it's against Australia in the second.
Oh,
You
so
know,
most probably the second place decider.
You get
Nice.
what I mean. So to be fair, it's going to be a very, very harsh game. All the best to Saudi team. They have a very strong team, especially the league now is starting to have a very high standard. So we'd expect the local players to get that experience from the players they play against, such as Ronaldo, Neymar, Mitrovic, etc. There are many players right now coming over to Saudi. So I think the fans were expecting them to have a higher level and just.
The good thing is, it's not just the international players at the front of the field, like goal scoring positions. They now have defenders as well, midfielders as well. So they can always tell like 3 or 4 group of players, their top picks, to shadow one of the greats who is playing there. So they can build a whole setup around each international player and say, oh, like shadow this person for midfield, shadow this person for defense, shadow this person for maybe forward. Ronaldo, obviously, shadow him for the forward position. But Benzema is there. Neves, I remember, I used to watch him a lot when he played for Wolves. I always had him.
He plays in Hilal now with Mitrovic.
I always had him in my FPL team because his long shots are great, and he would always score an extra goal for me. Those players, the idea is build a group of like 4 or 5 players, Saudi nationals, Saudi local players, around each of those positions. Take that experience from those people who have played all over the world, all conditions, under pressure, without pressure, good games, bad games. So, make a team of 20-30 good people and then win the 2034 World Cup. That should be the plan, to be honest.
I agree with you. After the international break finished, today is going to be kicking off for the Saudi League. You'll have Al-Khalij versus Al-Ahli at 6:45 today. Al-Hilal will be playing Al-Fiha. Al-Shabab will play against Al-Nasr. It's a very good team. Shabab is a very good team. Al-Ra'id will play against Al-Wahda. Al-Ittihad versus Al-Qasidiyya. And Damag versus Al-Ta'awun. These games will be tomorrow. Today 3 games, tomorrow 3 games. You've got Al-Hilal on the first top of the league. 6 games, 0 losses, 0 draws. They got then Al-Ittihad after them, then Al-Nasr. 14, 17, 18 from third to the first position. It's a very competitive league. Everyone is getting a lot of heat upon it and how it's been like performing in the last year, obviously not this year and the last year. So it's moving forward. Hopefully we see who do you think?
I would want Al Nassr to win. I would want Ronaldo to win at least one title.
Al Nassr,
yeah. I would want him to like go out when he retires with one Saudi title, one big Saudi title, like the league title. Obviously,
feel sorry for Ronaldo. Like
I don't feel sorry for him.
So much trophies, individual and
I just want
teams.
him to win everywhere he goes. It's just like it's a wish, I guess. It's not even like based on statistics or I love Ronaldo. It's like 2 of the biggest players in our generation, Messi and Ronaldo, they should win everything. Ronaldo is missing a World Cup, and I don't think there is a chance that he will ever win a World Cup now at this age. He's been playing qualifiers. I read he's been playing qualifiers, but not like full matches, some appearances. But Messi has won the World Cup, so yeah. I'm sad. I'm a Ronaldo fan.
He just had a game.
Always been.
He just had a game last weekend, and he scored a hat trick.
Yeah, but that's
2 assists.
See, Saudi League and World Cup is like very different.
Messi, let's not talk about him.
Messi is magic. Messi is magic. Ronaldo
let's
is
not
brave.
get into the Messi thing. So it's better not to talk about him because we would need like a full season to speak about Messi. He's somewhere else.
Okay, we'll keep talking about them 1 point by 1 point every show. But no, Ronaldo, brains for me. Messi, obviously, beauty of the game for me. But I just want him to win one time.
No one can deny.
I would want Al Nassr to win.
No one can deny how a hard worker Ronaldo is.
Yeah. Still, at this age. Even at this age. Still.
Manchester United and then moving to Real Madrid, making a huge career. Winning 4 Champions League. Moving to Juventus. Not really good in the Champions League, but they won the league. They made a very good team. each team Ronaldo.
Coming back to Manchester
Yeah.
United.
Because you see,
The whole drama unfolding.
When Ronaldo left Manchester United back in 2008,
Yeah.
Manchester United dropped after that.
Yeah.
They played like the finals against Barcelona, and then
Yeah.
you never heard of Manchester United
Yeah.
after Sir Alex Ferguson.
No, you
When he
heard a
went
lot
to
about
Madrid-
them, never in the good books.
He went to Madrid, beautiful 8-9 years.
Yeah.
After he left, there was like 2 seasons.
Yeah, Madrid was not the Madrid that
There
you
wasn't the
expected.
Madrid that we used to, but they got back. They won the Champions
Yeah.
League last season.
Thank you,
He w-
Benzema.
He went
Again.
to Juventus. After he left, Juventus is not Juventus anymore.
Yeah.
So what I think Al Nassr needs to work on is actually building a team with the help
Yeah.
of Ronaldo, not building a team around
him, yeah.
Ronaldo. You know?
Because, but that plan doesn't work because, again, he has hardly 1, 2, maybe 3 years left in him. He is going to retire soon, go into businesses and maybe managing. We've done a lot of news on Smashi Sports about it, that he's planning a lot of things.
He's already working on business. He doesn't need to plan.
He
things.
already has a lot of businesses. He has a lot of loss-making businesses as well, but he's learning right now. He's learning the ropes of entrepreneurship. But soon he will become. I think he will own a club. This is like the
In
feeling
Portugal,
that
me personally, I would want
anywhere
him,
in the world, but
I
he
would-
will own a club
I
eventually.
would want him to retire at Sporting Lisbona
Oh,
because I believe this is the club where you started.
oh yeah.
So it
Yeah,
also
maybe.
feels
Yeah.
very warm to finish there.
I guess he won't be like the sole owner, but maybe he will become a part of 1 or 2 clubs at least, like minority shares or at least something. So yeah, good to see. But Al-Hilal, obviously, my brain says they will win. They're good. Al-Ittihad, Al-Nassr. These are the top 3, I guess.
Yeah.
They always win. Al-Hilal has the best record in Saudi Pro League, right? Or Al-Ittihad? Al-Hilal, most probably, yeah.
Moving on for Al-Hilal with a second story, they have a very big clash. It's happening in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Hazza bin Zayed Stadium. Al-Ain are the title holders of the Asian Champions League. They're going to play against Al-Hilal.
Yeah.
Very big game happening in 3 days in Abu Dhabi. What do you think? What do you think of that?
No idea about them. Seriously, again, the problem with these teams is the inconsistency. I always feel they're inconsistent.
Yeah.
Not in their leagues.
Al-Ain
in their
also
league-
has a very bad start in
Yeah.
the league and also in the Champions League, to be fair.
With inconsistent teams, I don't think they're very mercurial. One day they're the best team, you'll be like, oh, they can win the Champions League. The other day
and
they'll be like,
do you know
they'll
the-
lose to a third division team.
The last final in the Champions League last season, Al-Ain were playing against Al-Hilal.
Oh,
So
nice.
this is the revenge game,
Oh yeah,
you know?
that can be good.
Same stadium, everything. So
Yeah. But Al-Hilal has 6 points. Al-Ain has 1 point only in Group B of the AFC Champions League. So yeah, Al-Hilal for me. I always see the numbers. Again,
I'll
more
go,
of a business guy.
I'll go with Al-Ain because I used to love Al-Ain so much for Amouri.
Oh, okay.
Such a wonderful kid. He plays with both legs. He's a left-footed, both legs. Crazy player.
What I've seen is usually the left-footed players are better with the right foot. The right foot people are not good with their left foot.
No,
This I've seen over the years.
I'm a right foot and I play good with my left foot. No, I'm joking. My left
I'm
foot,
very bad with my left foot,
My
to be
left foot
honest.
is only for walking.
In football, yeah.
Yeah.
It's only for walking or running. Yeah, but this game is happening. I would again say Al-Hilal, most probably. Let's see how it turns out. Apparently, we're also going to talk about another story, right?
Yeah. Obviously,
Yeah.
Mina
Mina Cup.
Mina Cup is a tournament that was held and it started by CB Football in UAE.
Nice.
And after a couple of years, and especially last year, they managed to get such good teams coming over from many different countries. But the big teams were coming from England, such as Newcastle, Norwich. So now, this edition, it's going to be extended to UK,
Nice.
and they had one of the UAE academy teams here
Yeah.
participating in the tournament in UK.
And they went in till the top 8 position, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
UAE's Empire FC.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
So-
they finished at the 8th position, like in the top 8.
Yeah, that's something.
And I was looking at the name. It's called Norwich
Norwich City.
Mina Cup UK. So
Yeah.
this was like the
Because
inaugural
Mina
one.
Cup made a partnership with Norwich
Yeah.
City to have the tournament held there for like a 3 years partnership, and from that
Yeah.
having a team from UAE,
Going there, playing well. Yeah, I saw they
Yeah.
beat.
because Empire FC as well, they have like girls, they have boys, many different ages. that also participate in the league. But having the mentality of having a UAE-based academy participating in a competition, having big teams and making it out of the top 10.
They beat Inter Milan.
Yeah, that's
and they dominated Cheyenne with a 4-0 victory. So they finished 8th. Leeds triumph over Feyenoord in the final. So Leeds won the Gold Cup. UK, Mina.
So yeah, they like it's a very big win for UAE.
Yeah,
and
at
having
least their young players are coming up.
And like this edition, you have one academy. Hopefully next season you would have four academies.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's always
and
going
then
to
you'll start moving because going there competing in a high level will make you have the mentality of being in a hyper.
Yeah.
So
high pressure situations make diamonds, obviously.
Yeah.
So this is the case.
It's crazy, to be fair, and like I'm very happy also like for this specifically Mina Cup tournament, because you would usually have tournament happening in UK, happening in England, England and UK are the same, happening in America, happening in France, having an extension to be here.
Yeah.
Like when you have Man City, you have Man City Academy here.
Yeah.
You have La Liga, it's the name of the Spanish league, here. But having
we have
a tournament started from UAE and it's going outside, that's the difference, that you're getting quality from here and expanding it outside.
I always say it's very good that the beautiful game, football, is getting more attention. It always had this, like UAE is famous for cricket as well. Like Sharjah is very famous for cricket. Dubai, I know about a lot of stadiums are famous for cricket. Coming from Pakistan, obviously, cricket fans. But what I always heard was that after cricket or with cricket, at least football is the next big thing. So that emotion translating into now talent is good.
Yeah.
And they will become powerhouses. UAE and Saudi don't want to come second. They always love to be in the top position, be it trade, be it anything. And sports now, this is now their next focus. So soon enough, you'll see them becoming the powerhouses of football in the world as well.
Yeah, hopefully.
That's my prediction.
Hopefully international breaks, they can have better results and see them qualified for the World Cup. Thank you, Majid. Thank you for being with us today.
No problem.
I hope you had a great episode.
Yes.
And thank you to everyone who's watching us and listening to us. You can also listen to us on Anghami, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast. And it's now actually Google Podcast has been transferred into YouTube. Yeah. So from YouTube, you can get your podcast from there. Also,
basically the YouTube Music app.
Yeah.
So you can just go to the YouTube Music app. Yeah. They cancelled Google Podcast and they put everything there.
YouTube Podcast. This is what we're going to call it.
Get it.
And also you can watch the cut of the show on Smashi Sports Instagram and across all social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, X, IG. And you can also watch the full episode video audio on Smashi TV. Also the cut horizontal and vertical on Smashi TV. Thank you again, Majid. This was Smashi Sports Podcast Show, a part of Smashi Sports Production. Under the biggest, because this is how you said it, under the largest Augustus Media Network podcast. Thank you and see you on Monday.